Jonathan Mark. When I watched a DC television station's broadcast of ABC 2020's report on Ron Miscavige, I saw a Scientology ad during one of the commercial breaks. Why would Scientology buy a TV ad in the middle of a program that good Scientologists are not supposed to watch? I thought Scientology's rare TV ads, for example during the Super Bowl, are designed to impress existing Scientologists about how far-reaching the church's PR is. Broadcasting an ad that few good Scientologists would see seems contrary to that purpose. How do you explain this contradiction? Well, it seems rather obvious to me. If you have the opportunity to counter what someone, you know that you have a TV show that is airing that is negative or is critical of you or your organization, what better time to buy, to do ad buys to promote your organization in what you would consider to be the best possible representation of it, which is what those commercials are, to try to counter the bad PR of Ron Miscavige bad-mouthing, his son David and the Church of Scientology. And I think that's why they did that, and I don't think it's really a whole lot more complicated than that. Also, you mentioned that this was in Washington, D.C. That is where Scientology has not only an ideal, this founding Church of Scientology, which is a fairly significant, location for them, but they also have a PR office, a government affairs office there, and they're going to want to counter, if they have politicians watching this show in D.C. or government officials watching it, they're going to want to at least get their word in to those guys that, hey, we're here, we're good, we're doing good works, we're spiritual in nature, and we're just a, fine bunch of folks. And that's what those commercials sort of portray. So I think that was the target audience in that particular case. I doubt that they did nationwide ad buys on all stations, all affiliates. I think they again targeted areas where there were, ideal orgs or where they probably thought there would be some return on the investment. And Washington, D.C. would make sense as a place where they think they would get some kind of a return on that. So that's sort of a secondary use, I think, of those Scientology ads and commercials, in addition to the primary purpose, which I will still stick to my guns on, that those ads are for Scientologists, and that they are there to give Scientologists a morale boost and an impetus to continue to pay towards Scientology because they think that its good name and reputation are being upheld by the church by putting out those ads, like, say, at the Super Bowl or other major events. So that's my opinion on that.